So, we don't want a real treat this time, do we? Is this a treat or is this
I consider it a treat for the viewers.
Is this interesting or is it a treat?
A treat for the viewers.
Okay, a real treat for the viewers. You remember the Children Talking, Children Talking series, A Day Trip to Calais, which took place on the 20th of May 1967?
Where's Calais?
Well, Calais is in France,
Fair
I
enough.
believe. Well, you remember those children? Well, we've managed to track 8 of them down. So that's 40 years later, and they went back to the same school that they were originally in all those years ago, Lauriston, I believe.
Lauriston School in Hackney, but I'm pondering on the fate of the other 4.
Yes, but let's not go there at the moment. And they showed the film to the kids in Hackney and then had a chat about it, so let's have a look and
hear their views. Hear their views.
Their views will be very interesting.
I'm glad, I'm excited that I'm going, but also, in a way, I'm a bit worried how I'm going to get on there, if it's going to be easy to communicate with the French people because of their different language. Well, my cousin's asked me to bring a sticker for his car, and his sister's asked me to bring some perfume back, and when I found out the price of it, I said she'd be flipping lucky. French food might be a bit different from ours. If they do eat things like snail's legs, well, I don't really mind. It's up to them. French people, I think they're going to look like us, but a bit browner. I think some of them will be happy, but some of them are going to be angry, and when they're angry, they're absolutely horrible. Well, it wasn't as I expected it to be. It was quite different. I expected the streets to be different and the buildings, and there's lots of things I didn't expect when I got there. I didn't expect it to be so modern, and those big wide streets, a lot wider than they was in England.
What about the French people? What did you feel about them?
I saw that they used a lot of sign language, doing a lot of signaling with their hands a lot. They used their hands a lot, and of course the language is different. I couldn't get on with that.
Did you pick up any French phrases? Did you learn any French today?
Not really, because I already knew the ones that I heard, and so I didn't really learn any.
Did you try to speak French when you were there?
Yes, I found it very difficult.
Why?
Pronunciations. I couldn't pronounce them properly.
Did you try any phrase at all?
Probably Anglais, but at the moment, when I was doing it, I was a bit jittery and I got it wrong.
What did you have for lunch?
The first course was egg mayonnaise. The second was...
I've got really vivid memories because it seems like it was the most exciting thing that happened to me in my childhood. It's the coat my grandfather made me, and my grandfather made all of our coats, and I was the oldest of 3, and my coat always looked a bit different to my younger sister's coats. And when my youngest sister saw it last week, the DVD, she said my coat was all fur, and that was just a lovely memory. She was 4 years old and she remembered that.
When we were in the restaurant, there was another man who was eating snails or something, and that didn't look very comforting.
What did you think of a man eating snails then?
It made me feel sick.
Did you try any French wine?
Yes, it was very sickly.
Which one was it?
Red wine.
Would you try it again?
No.
Where did you spend most of the afternoon in France?
I spent it on a gun emplacement near in Calais, and when I first saw it, I thought it was a monstrosity, and it was a very, very big thing, and where it had been bombed, there was all big boulders and rocks about.
What was it used for?
It was used as a gun emplacement by the Germans while shelling Britain the war, First World War.
But that's 22 miles across the water, isn't it?
Yes,
Could the shells travel that far?
yes,
You sure?
yes, they had to. I don't know how the Germans done it, but they found out somehow, and they planted it just in the right spot. Well, I didn't really know what they were until I thought of a few ideas. First of all, I said they could have been where Romans had come over from Italy, sort of built it, and they used them for marinas. They had gladiators fighting in them.
Arenas?
Hmm.
Were they big enough for that?
Well, I don't know yet. The walls might have fell down on the outside, and you couldn't see it. There was moss and grass.
What do you feel about wars?
Well, when if a country sort of starts on another country for no reason at all, the other country should surely have their own back.
Because I was the lad with the hat on at the gun emplacement talking about war. And the reason I was able to do that is at the end of the road here there used to be a library, and before the trip, and I knew the trip was on, I went to, not cheap, I went to read up a little bit about France and about Calais and the French people, and we've been studying war anyway. We'd been studying some of the First and Second World War, so I had some ideas, which clearly some of them come from the books as well. And I guess in terms of the war now, it's probably much the same then. It's very sad, and it's still very part of what we do as people.
It's a very small country, and France is a very big country. So what I want is many people in France, but less people in Britain, because France is a...
Oh, why ask me that one? Punishments. Oh, we used to have the what we called a blackboard rubber. You use on the whiteboards now. Yeah, we used to have them thrown at us if we were misbehaving. Pieces of chalk, which we don't have now. That was thrown at us. But I think the favourite one, and the one that hurt most of all, would probably be the ruler, and that would be straight across the knuckles. And if you pulled your hands away, you'd get it twice.
We met the mayor, and his name was Mr. Wood. It seemed funny to me because he was the mayor of a French town, and he was an Englishman.
My name's Steve Coulty. I'm one of the children who went on to the trip about 40 years ago to Calais. I just want to tell you a few things that I remember from that time. The BBC actually came to our school and interviewed us. We weren't really sure why they'd come, but it emerged after a while that they'd be taking some kids away to France for a day trip or a weekend. I suppose they picked the kids who were used to talking. That was the thing about our school. We weren't afraid to experience new things. And I think primarily because teachers like Mr. Buck, Miss Fury, they taught us about places overseas. We studied all sorts of exotic places like Peru, Australia, and Sri Lanka, which was Ceylon at the time. So when we actually come to go on the trip to France, I think we were ready.
See one.
Now, I see some going, but not in France. Not in France itself. The weather was the worst problem, because the way they talk about France is if it's a very sunny country, but it weren't no better from England and Scotland and Wales. You know, why they flog about it saying, come to France for your holidays for the sun? There weren't no sun, it was all rain.
It was really cold, and the sea we was like that coming back. Every one of us was sick. It was a real rough day, and it was a long day for young boys. We left here really early in the morning, really early, and we got back really late at night. So we was all tired. We was tired.